Hello everyone, welcome to This Day. It is Tuesday, May 27th. I'm your host, Bree Cox Kennedy. It's nice to be back with you. Day after Memorial Day. Hope everybody had a great one. We have a great show lined up for you today. A couple of surprises. One that actually might outshine me. How exciting is that? Cirque du Soleil is in town. Under the Big Top is here to perform for your viewing enjoyment. Ethan Laudeman from Echo is going to be here this morning telling us all about his performances under the Big Top. And then later in the show, we've got Laguna Woods Concerned Citizens with Suzanne Modell. So she's very concerned about a physician's shortage. So we'll talk to her about that and get some more information on what's going on with the physician's shortage. But first, folks, we want to keep you informed. You've probably heard that Ting is coming to town, Ting Fiber Construction. They're thrilled to announce that the construction will begin on Ting's ultra-fast fiber internet to Laguna Woods Village. Officially kicks off Monday, June 9th. The first phase of work will begin in the southeast area of the community, specifically around gates 1 through 4. You'll notice Ting's friendly construction crews in the area working carefully and respectfully near homes. To keep you informed, Ting will place high visible signage in active construction zones. If you need some more information, please visit internet.ting.com/ting-laguna-woods-village. Let's take a look at our weather forecast, folks. From today through the rest of the week, Laguna Woods Village will experience a mix of low clouds and sunshine with daytime highs ranging from the upper 60s to mid 70s. The morning clouds will give way to pleasant afternoons, and there's no significant rainfall expected during this period. However, it was pretty drizzly this morning as I was driving in from Laguna Beach. But overall, it'll be a comfortable, dry stretch. Sunrise this morning was at 5:43 a.m. Sunset will be at 7:53 p.m. I just love this picture. Sent to us by Judy Blondo. This is Memorial Day at the Pack. This happens every year. If you'd like to send us your photos, please email those to us at lagunawoodsvillagetv@gmail.com. Please send us your name, where the photo was taken from, and in a horizontal format, please. Got a couple of meetings to tell you about, and then after the break, Ethan Laudeman with Echo. Stay with us.
What would it feel like to hear better? Many people are trapped in the isolation of poor hearing and don't realize it. Even people that are wearing other hearing aids. They only know the way they hear, not how much better they could be hearing. We've taken patients that were hearing 24% of conversations and improved them to 92%. A life-changing difference. Put on these hearing aids and hear better, automatically. No buttons to push or technology to fear. Artificial intelligence and these products do all the work. Don't settle for less. And remember, tell them Stuart sent you.
If you believe the journey is the destination, you'll love exploring in the 2025 Subaru Crosstrek. Standard symmetrical all-wheel drive, plus up to 34 miles per gallon. An 11.6-inch high-resolution touchscreen, plus a 182-horsepower Subaru Boxer engine. Love is out there. Find it in a Crosstrek.
Hi, it's Desiree from Irvine Subaru. Get your new Subaru here with complimentary maintenance included.
Annette, how long has it been since we built your patio room?
A couple, 3 months, I guess.
Yeah. And so how's it working out for you?
It's just working out great, and you did it in such a timely manner, and we just love it out here.
Yeah, and when you gave us this job, I told you, we'll do a nice job for you. Did we?
Absolutely, we really, really did it. We couldn't be happier.
Thanks a lot. Give us a call. We'll do a nice job for you too.
Hi, my name is Annette, owner of Window Jazz. We're here in Laguna Woods replacing old windows with new, energy-efficient, state-of-the-art products. We're here with our installation team, upgrading old windows to make this property feel new and beautiful. New replacement windows and doors will make a major impact on the appearance of this home. They'll increase the property value and save homeowners money by reducing energy costs while providing a comfortable indoor climate. Let Window Jazz do the same for you. Call us today for a free consultation.
Welcome back to the show, everyone. The Big Top is in town. We've got Echo with Cirque du Soleil joining us for almost a month. And I have the privilege of having this beautiful character, otherwise known as Ethan Laudeman. Welcome to the show.
Thank you.
Ethan,
Thank you so
we're
much for having me.
Happy to have you here. What a fun experience. We were just talking a little bit before we went on air. How long you've been performing this character? I'm amazed.
Yeah, so this is our ant character. We do an aerial pole number. We've been doing the show for 2 years. I've been in since creation. We started in November of 2022, building the show, and then we premiered in April of 2023.
And you've performed
705 shows.
705
We've done the
shows.
show, and I've never missed a show. Been in every single one so far.
Wow, that is amazing. Congratulations for
Thank
that
you.
achievement. You also have 20 years of gymnastics experience
Yes.
with the NCAA.
Yes. Yeah, so I started gymnastics at the age of 3. My parents put me in gymnastics because I had a lot of energy and they thought it would be a good
Let's wear 'em
distraction
out a
for
little
me.
bit.
Exactly. And so I did that from age 3 until I was 22. I got a scholarship for the University of Nebraska-Lincoln. Did that for 4 years, and then I was actually scouted at an NCAA competition my senior year by Cirque du Soleil. And they asked me to submit video footage and dancing and acting and all of my acrobatics, and I eventually got cast in a show.
And what do you think set you apart from all the other gymnasts and competitors that you were up against?
Yeah, so I think when Cirque goes to a competition like that to look for people, they're looking for artists. Not all gymnasts are artistically gifted. They may be very gifted technically and acrobatically, but they're looking for that extra quality of, could this person learn choreography? Could they be a character? Could they do something other than gymnastics, which for men tends to be a bit rigid? So,
What did you excel in gymnastics?
I was actually a pommel horse specialist, so I did pommel horse was my big event, and then I also competed high bar and floor as well.
Okay. So on the pommel horse, how are you creating sort of this artistic element to it? Because I know that it's very structured,
Yes.
right? And so you must have to add some sort of softness to that.
Absolutely. I
would
think,
imagine.
and I think that's what Cirque saw in me.
A little finesse?
Yeah,
maybe?
there's requirements in gymnastics,
Sure.
and what I brought was maybe just a bit more elegance, maybe a bit
Right.
more grace, and
I see that in you.
thank you. It's something that I love about circus as well, is I get to continue to do the acrobatic side of it, but now I get to add character and life and a story and meaning to what I'm doing. It's not just a competition or a routine.
So it's absolutely just a natural progression and extension
Yes.
of your career.
Absolutely.
Would you have ever imagined at the age of 3, 4, 5 that this is what you'd be doing?
No, and I'm from Omaha, Nebraska, and Cirque doesn't really exist there, or it didn't when I was growing up. So when I learned, I think it was in high school, I learned about Cirque du Soleil, and I thought, I would love to do that. I can't believe that's a job people get to do, and that became my goal from maybe 13, 14. I wanted to be on stage, continue my gymnastics in that way.
And how did your parents sort of coach you in that direction? Did they, or was this something that you were like totally independent? This is what I'm doing. I've got my sights set, and I'm going for it.
Yeah, I mean, they put me in gymnastics just to wear me out, tire me out, and it took off. I've never played any other sport. That took took hold. And they've always been very supportive. When I said that I wanted to run away with the circus, they were fully behind that, and they've helped me, achieve that goal. So I'm very fortunate.
Absolutely. Wonderful. How long has Echo been? I mean, in other words, before the show launched, how long did you have to practice this particular show, and of course all the other characters in the show, before they can actually say, okay, we're ready?
Yeah, so it took about 6 months once the artist arrived. The process goes on for years before the artist even arrived. So they had to have a plan, they had to have a concept and an idea, and then when we arrived, it's in Montreal at their headquarters. We show up, we live in a residence, kind of like a dorm. We go back and forth from the dorm rooms to the studio for 6 months. Every day you're in the studio trying new things, building an act, building a character, presenting it to the important people at Cirque du Soleil to check off or say, no, maybe we want something a little different. And so it was about 6 months of that. We perfected this before we premiered it.
Mm-hmm. Do you ever get burnt out?
Absolutely. And I was talking to someone earlier today. 705 shows. We don't really get nervous so much anymore. The big challenge now is, how do we stay present? How do you bring the same fire? The audience deserves to see a great show every night. So how do you go and do the same thing every day, but make it interesting, make it exciting to yourself? Because that's when you're excited, the audience feels that.
Well, and also too, I think probably when the lights come on and you get that synergy from the excitement from the audience, because as you said, it might be their first time that they're seeing the show. And I think that feedback loop really kind of propels itself, right?
Absolutely. We love a loud audience. We love to hear the cheering. It'll take me from, I'm really tired today, but if I get on stage and the audience is loud and they're happy and they're cheering,
you
feel the energy.
More.
Yes, you bring it. You bring everything you have, because I want to give back the energy that I'm getting from the audience.
Sure. Well, let's talk a little bit about what you do give to the audience. What's your character do? There's several different involvements that you have throughout the show.
So I play 2 characters for the most part in the show. This is the ant character. This is the aerial pole number. So think pole dancing, but it's not attached to the ground. It's going up in the air.
And is it vertical or is it horizontal?
Yep, it's a vertical pole, and we fly. We do. There's 6 of us on stage. We represent the rebuilding of the world. We're coming together. We're the turning point in the show. It's a very uplifting act. It's very fun, very high energy. The other act that I do is a wall harness act. We have a giant cube on the stage. It's, I believe, 20 by 20 feet large. It moves, it comes down stage, it rotates, and so I'm in a harness doing horizontal acrobatics across the cube as it moves.
Sounds fabulous. Wow. That kind of reminds me of one of the Cirque du Soleil shows in Vegas, where they had the stage was kind of rotating in the water.
Yes.
It's been a few years since I've seen it, but that's kind of what I remember.
Yeah, but we don't have the capability of having super crazy stage sets in the big top, but I think the cube is quite special and quite impressive to have such a large set piece that moves, comes apart, it changes throughout the entire show. It really takes up a huge part of the tent. It's very impressive.
Was there any assignment that you were given where you're like, that makes me a little nervous?
Yeah, you never know at the beginning. The director has a vision, and sometimes it's hard to see that vision. There's things where you went like, of course I know how that's gonna work. I'm gonna knock that out of the park.
Right.
There's things that we worked on that I thought, I don't know if that will ever be cool. I don't know if that's gonna be a nice addition, but when we premiered, there's some of these numbers that we did for the first time in front of an audience, and when they got applause and people stood and people clapped, brought a tear to my eye, because I'm like, I didn't know.
Wow. Ethan, what a pleasure. Thank you so much for joining us. I wish you all the luck in your upcoming shows.
Thank you so much.
All right, Cirque du Soleil runs from May 23rd to June 29th. Everybody get your tickets. Up next, Concerned Citizens. Stay with us.
We all have the power to shape the world. We're connected to the world we share, to each other. I am Future. I wait in the world of Echo.
Echo, the spectacular new show by Cirque du Soleil, opens May 23rd under the Big Top at Laguna Hills Mall. Tickets at cirquedusoleil.com.
The world is yours to create.
Echo thanks its official partner, Air Canada.
At Pro Smiles OC, we believe your smile is more than just an expression, it's your confidence. Dr. Ivan Ho, board-certified cosmetic dentist in Orange County, has transformed thousands of smiles here in Laguna Woods. From dental implants to Invisalign and cosmetic dentistry, our team at Pro Smiles OC is devoted to restoring and enhancing the beauty of your smile using state-of-the-art procedures that result in long-lasting smiles. Visit our website to schedule an appointment or give us a call today.
Do you suffer from low back pain? Hoag Orthopedic Institute is the #1 provider of orthopedic and spine care in Orange County. Our Back to You program is a unique, non-operative, evidence-based approach to treating low back pain. Our spine strengthening program combines physical therapy with education on pain and nutrition. Let Hoag Orthopedic Institute's Back to You program get you back to doing what you love. For more information, visit hoiexperts.com/spine or call 855-999-4641 to find a doctor.
The carnival is coming to town. The Pickleball Club Adult Carnival is a fundraiser for our firefighting community. The carnival will be a blast. Horse racing, ring toss, darts, great raffles, fun prizes, and tasty food. $25 cash entry fee, food, raffles, and GRF bar are extra. Support our firefighters. Sunday, June 8th, Clubhouse 1, doors open at 5:30.
Welcome back to the show, everyone. Did you know that there is a physician's shortage? Here to talk to us about that, what that means, we have Sue Modell with Concerned Citizens. Hi, Sue.
Hi.
How are you? Welcome to the show.
Thank you for having me.
Well, this is a topic we don't hear about very often.
Well, let me explain that. I represent Concerned Citizens, and I come on the show when I think there's time to talk about a very important speaker that we're having.
Okay.
So we're going to have a speaker on the physician shortage, as you mentioned, and I don't know if the audience can see this, but this is our AARP bulletin, which many of us belong to AARP, and we get this magazine every couple months. This is the January-February issue, and they had this article, "Where have all the doctors gone?" So Concerned Citizens Program Committee decided to pay a little bit more attention to that. We hadn't thought about it as a possible program. And to make a long story short, on June 3rd, we are going to have Dr. Connie Bartlett, who is the Secretary Treasurer, I guess she holds both those positions, of the Orange County Medical Association, talk to us about the physician shortage.
Does she specifically indicate what type of physician? What are they specializing in?
Well, there is, she does indeed, there is a general shortage. Many of us, however, have found, particularly if we move into a new area, coming into Laguna Woods, you will find that the greatest shortage is you want a primary care doctor. I mean, that's what we all need, right? First and foremost, the person that coordinates our medical care is what we call a primary care doctor or a family practitioner or an internist, something basic like that. Mm-hmm. And that's where the greatest shortage lies.
Is that right? So do we have any indication as to what is causing this?
Right. Well, there are lots of reasons. Both on, if I can put it this way, the supply side and the demand side are out of whack, and our economists will tell us that when that happens, you have a problem. So one of the reasons for the shortage is that we have a big bump of people, the baby boomers. They've been aging between about 2010 and 2030, or somewhere around there. We have more people aging than we had previously, because all these folks were born after the war. Couples delayed having children during the Depression and during the Second World War. And so then we had this baby boom. So those people have moved into old age, and unfortunately, old people need more medical care than younger people. So that has increased demand.
I see.
The other thing that's happened along with that is, due to the miracles of science, we're living longer, right? So maybe 25 years ago, lifespan was a little bit shorter. So they're keeping us going longer, so we need more of them.
Right, right. And I think also too, there's a little bit of a burnout in the world of the physicians.
Well, now let's move to that. But then there's the matter of supply. Okay, so on the one hand, there are more patients than there used to be, and then the second issue, which is actually a new development, you hit it on the head, is that physicians are retiring. They are burning out and leaving the profession sooner than they used to. I can tell you, for example, that when I was a child, or even a young adult, it was very unusual for a doctor to retire. They just loved their work, and they walk till they dropped or whatever. You would know people in their 70s, they were still practicing.
Sure.
Now, many of us have had the experience of getting the letter of retirement, in which your physician announces that he or she is giving up their practice, and you're thinking, I've had this personally. The first time it happened, my gynecologist, I don't think she was more than in her early 60s.
Really?
And she was retiring.
Do you think, Sue, that any of that has any correlation with how difficult it is to work with insurance companies? I know personally, I have family members in the medical field, and they just I don't want to do this anymore, simply for that reason.
Well, you're very perceptive. Insurance companies is certainly part of it. You could think about it more, I guess, in terms of the paperwork involved.
Right.
Actually, there's two things. I take that, but there's the paperwork, which is massive. According to this article, physicians might spend as much as 40% of their time on paperwork. Right. But it's also the case that insurance companies have begun cutting into the autonomy that physicians have. In other words, nowadays, many of us have had the experience, well, I really think you should have such and such a test, but we'll have to wait and see if it's approved.
Right.
Many specialties have guidelines which kind of determine what steps physicians should take in what order. And now we sort of have a new thing where increasing numbers of doctors are becoming employees. Now, my own physician here in Laguna Hills has become an employee of what's really a subdivision of United Health, which is like the third largest health provider in the world. This cuts down on the things you can do. You're now not a self-employed practitioner as physicians used to be, and so many still are. I shouldn't say that this is a massive proletarianization effect. Proletarianization meaning you're becoming a worker rather than an owner. Mm-hmm. But it's growing. And yes, so, well, anyway, we're kind of revealing all that might be discussed. What I'm hoping is that those of us in the audience who feel this is a pressing problem will come and hear Dr. Connie Bartlett. She is going to be touching on these many aspects. There are obviously still more that we haven't touched on. But it affects us deeply that we cannot find doctors. I recently was referred to a pulmonologist because I had a kind of a sketchy chest x-ray, and I was told I would have to wait 2 months. And I thought, well, you know, if I've got something really terrible, I don't want to wait 2 months.
Right.
And the secretary, whoever, said, well, I could try to give you some other names. Right. So
blank face.
Yeah, well, and actually, it does turn out that you really want people who are working with your other doctors. So I actually looked into that a bit. So I go to Saddleback Memorial Care. The other pulmonologists are at Mission Viejo Hospital or other, and they aren't in conjunction. They don't work in conjunction with the doctors I have here. So it's a pretty big problem.
All right. Well, hopefully some solutions will be provided. Your meeting is Tuesday, June 3rd.
That's right.
7
So
p.m.
there are some
Clubhouse 7.
solutions.
Okay.
So you need to come and hear the solutions.
All right, Suzanne from Concerned Citizens, thank you so much for bringing this to our awareness and joining us today.
Thank you for your excellent question.
Thank you. We'll be back after these messages. You're watching This Day on Village TV.
Ladies and gentlemen, please take your seats.
Something is happening tonight at the Barclay. The Barclay in Irvine. Live entertainment, you don't want to miss it. Tonight at the Barclay.
Welcome back to the show, everyone. Let's take another quick look at today's weather and see what we've got in store. We've got highs coming in between 72 and 74 degrees, lows around the high 50s, low 60s. The rest of the week will experience a mix of low clouds and sunshine with daytime highs ranging in the upper 60s to mid 70s. So if you want to get any gardening done before the hot weather approaches, now's a good time to do it. And that's going to do it for this episode of This Day. From all of us here, we wish yours a beautiful one. Thanks for joining us, and we will see you tomorrow.